It's Derek Cummings here in South Wales in the United Kingdom, and I hope that all you people are keeping well and that you're breathing okay, and hello to the carers there as well. We really do appreciate you carers. Now today I'm going to talk about supplements, but one in particular that I've always been keen on, and that's vitamin D3. Now why vitamin D3? I got into vitamin D3 when I first got really ill. I was working, and the last year I was off work more than in, so eventually I was called to see the company doctor. I went in to see the company doctor, and the doctor said to me that he used to be an army doctor, and where he was, very few people in Cyprus, for instance, had lung problems. And I knew also that very few people in other countries, nice warm sunny climates, had chest problems either. Now I thought at first maybe it's just not damp, maybe it's because it's warmer. So I started to do a little research into it, and I realised that it wasn't because it was warm, it was to do with the sunshine, that it was much sunnier, and I thought, what's the link? And I realised the link is the sunshine, because the sun on your skin produces vitamin D3. I realised the death rate of serious illness was much higher in the north, say in Scotland, where there was much less in the way of sunshine, than the hot climates or the nice warm sunny climates. And this to me came down to D3. So I did more research, I dug deeper. I got research papers, and I came across a particular research paper that said it was considered that most people with COPD were deficient in vitamin D3, and that it may be worth taking a vitamin D3 supplement, but more research was needed. Now, more research was needed. Research can go on forever and ever, as long as someone's prepared to fund it. I didn't have the time. I had COPD. I wanted to see if it's improved my health. So I started to take D3. And not only started to take D3, I also got involved with a few other people with COPD, and I told them my views, and we decided between us we'd all take it and we'll see what happened. We found that we had less colds. We didn't get colds all the time. We had less exacerbations. It seemed to have some kind of protection against flu, not as much as a flu jab. Don't stop your flu jab. And I also noticed that there was a correlation between bad summers and good summers. Get a good summer, I noticed there was less in the way of illness here in the UK. Get a bad summer, and I pretty well knew it was going to be a bad illness season. Now, not this summer, but the one before was a bad summer. There was a hell of a lot of illness here in the UK, and I, for the first time for years and years and years, actually went down with Aussie flu, which didn't do me a lot of good. I ended up in hospital very ill. Now, this last summer has been very, very good. We've had a lovely summer here, and I expect in this year to be very little illness around. In fact, now there's no reports of anything going around at all, although the main season doesn't start for a little while. You may want to consider having a go with vitamin D3. If you do, if you're worried that, is it going to do me harm, go and see your doctor. Now, you're talking about doctors and vitamin D3. I was asked to go for a bone scan because, like many of you, I take steroids. And steroids are known to wreck your bones. In fact, it's reckoned to cause osteoporosis, so you've got to be very careful. Now, I had sarcoidosis when I was younger. I had a lot of steroids over a few years, and I've had a lot of steroids over very many years since I've had COPD. They wanted to check my bones. I then told the doctor that I'd been taking high doses of vitamin D3 for years. This was going to be interesting. He didn't know about this, and he agreed that it's going to be interesting what happens with the results. Now, when the results came back, my bones were proved to be better than his average for my age. Amazing, considering the amount of steroids I've taken. So I've got no worries with bones, and it does protect against your bones. Vitamin D3 protects against lots and lots and lots of things. It won't necessarily stop you getting ill. It will make you better. It'll make you less susceptible. It'll build things up. Now, how much should I take? Now, it's recommended. It used to be recommended 400 IUs here in the UK, which was later realised was just enough to stop rickets, you know. And I believe it's now been raised to something like 2,000. And they're talking about maybe you need more as well. There's been a lot more research into vitamin D3. And D3 isn't just a vitamin, it's actually a hormone. It's an essential part of your system. Without vitamin D3, it would be absolutely terrible. In fact, I believe if everyone took a vitamin D3, there'd be a lot less people taking tablets for bad health. How about that as well? Because it can also protect against heart and all kinds of things. Don't listen to me. Do your own research. Google the benefits of vitamin D3. See what you come up with. And come back to me and let me know. And if you do take it, send me a message and let me know that you're taking it and what effect it's been having on you. I look forward to your comments. Anyway, we get off of that and we get onto another thing that I did try some while ago, and that's a product called Serrapeptase. Now, people reading my blog have come back to me and have re-asked me about it, Serrapeptase. It's an expensive product. It costs quite a bit of money, but anything that's going to do us good, I'm willing to try. And it's one of those things, it cures everything. It even cures scars. So it says. Now, it's very hard to do research on Serrapeptase. I don't know why. It's very hard to find it. But I did come across one where somebody said that they got pneumonia while taking it. So be a bit wary. Now I thought, I doubt it. But I took Serrapeptase for quite some time. I had pneumonia twice while taking it and I haven't had it since. So you might want to consider that. I also found it did absolutely nothing for me except make me a little bit lighter in my wallet. So, be very, very careful about it. Another thing that I do believe in is garlic. I like garlic in my food. Some people don't like garlic. Yeah. But it is good, I think, for your blood and everything else. So I have garlic now. Another thing is if you take a supplement of vitamin D3, I take 10,000 IUs. I take a high amount. I started off from 5,000, went to 10,000. I've taken it for years. It hasn't poisoned me. I'm quite fine. My wife has taken 5,000. She gets remarkably no illness, and quite a few people take higher doses than that. If you're worried about it, go and see your doctor. Go have a vitamin D3 test and see how you're doing with it. But if you do take over 2,000 IU, I would recommend that you also take a vitamin K2 supplement as well. The two go together. When you take vitamin D3, it helps the calcium, but you don't want any calcium deposited in your vein system, and the K2 helps to keep it within the bones. So go for K2 as well as vitamin D3. Let me know how you get on with it. Another supplement I take is NAC, N-A-C. Now, again, you might want to Google that. I take it to thin my chest, to thin all the mucus, to stop it all bunging up, because if it bungs up, what happens, you get an infection. Because if you've got loads of mucus, it won't shift. The lungs is a lovely place, isn't it? A nice breeding ground for all kinds of germs, so you don't want it sitting down there, you want it thin. Now, some people go to the doctors and they get a supplement, Mucinex or Mucinex or something like that, that does exactly the same job. You can go to the doctor. I tried it, it just gave me a bad tummy. So NAC will basically keep your phlegm loose. Again, Google it and the benefits of NAC, because there are other there are other benefits as well. So, go along and see about it. Right, I'm just having a look here to see what else we've got now. I tried salt pipes as well. No, I got nothing against them. It was interesting to try them. It was quite pleasant, I suppose. I didn't keep it up because it didn't actually do anything for me. Some people swear by it. Some people like me have tried it and gone, well, don't do nothing for me. But you might want to try it, but it didn't actually do anything for me. Apart from that, I believe in eating as well as possible. I'm lucky. I've got a wife who's also my carer, and she cooks well and she makes sure that I eat well. Us men, we're so lucky, aren't we, to have a nice wife, and I'm sure that it's the other way around in some cases, that some of you women are nice to have are lucky to have a nice husband who looks after you too. But eat well, make sure you sleep well, and above all, it's important to move that body. Now, exercise, that's a bad word, isn't it? We were talking about the other day, exercise, because when you talk about exercise, you're thinking about, going for a jog, or a game of football, or a game of rugby, or, or go down the gym and pump a few weights or whatever. Think of exercise as moving your body. Now, with us with COPD, we're all different. We can all do different amounts. I'm on oxygen. I can't do much, but I do move my body. I don't sit in bed all the time. I don't sit on the sofa all the time. I am moving to a degree. Move as much as you can, even if it's only doing the washing up. If you can move the hoover around, if you just walk from room to room. If you're finding it really hard, keep at it, because you will, over time, have improvements. You get knockbacks from exacerbations. I had one. I had a bad exacerbation last February. For the first time for years and years and years, I had flu. The Aussie flu hit me. It knocked me for 6. It made me very ill, and it took me months to get better. And when I first started moving, it was so hard, so very hard. But I kept going, and that's what you've got to do. Keep going, because when you keep going, you get better. Luckily now, I'm much better than I was. I can breathe better. I can move better. I'm not going to run a marathon. I still use my mobility scooter to get around, but at least I'm on the move and doing things. Anyway, that's me for now. I've nattered on enough. So I hope you've learnt something from me today. And wherever you are in the world, breathe easy. And I will be back again soon. Bye bye for now.